Welcome once again. My name is Douglas Grummons. Thank you for joining me. Today, I want to talk about a very important subject. Today's subject is going to be called left out. Left out, referring to all those in life who did not fit into social circles, that feel that they're neglected or hurt or in pain because of the way society has treated them. And I'd like to, discuss a little bit about this and share my insight as to how I myself may have felt that way at some point in my life as well. So let's talk about this a little bit. I want to start off by saying that mostly this episode should be targeted towards the younger generation, our youth, and most importantly, our youth between like the ages of 13 and 21, maybe. It can apply, of course, to any age, but those are the years where being needed or feeling the need to be needed is most important in their lives. It's a very important aspect, and when you feel like you're left out and not needed, then a void is created in your life. A hole is actually created there, a hole with emptiness, and that emptiness can make a person feel overwhelmed and not loved and not appreciated. And those feelings are very much needed at a tender age. I mean, even in your first 7 years of life, you're really growing more on the physical level. Emotions usually come in, or the emotional level comes in later on, between the ages of like seven to I'd say 16, 17, 18 years old. That is the tender years of your emotional well-being, and feeling the need to be needed is one of the most basic fundamental, I would say, not laws, but necessities is a better word. It's one of the necessities of life at that age. As you grow older, past the age of 21, after the age of 21, and up through your mid 30s, you're focusing on other things in life, other than just how many friends you have, and so your life does make a drastic change later. It's not that emotions don't still matter. Of course, they still matter, but you're focusing more on your mental facilities than you are your emotional facilities at that age. But it's important for us to understand how we develop, and how we develop at a very young age. And maybe the way society is set up is with everybody always in competition with each other, for friendship, or for popularity, or seniority in certain aspects of their lives or whatever. At that age, these things are very important, or at least we're taught to be important, because that'll help us succeed older, as we get older, I should say, and we start looking for jobs and being competitive in that aspect. In my own personal life, honestly, I didn't start puberty until probably 15, 16 years old, while my older brother, he started puberty probably when he was 12 or 13 years old. So I was a late bloomer. I wasn't very smart. I was very skinny, tall, and acne faced, not much to look at, and I didn't have like a quick wit. So in a lot of ways, I have a lot in common with all of you who have also felt left out in their lives, and feel unwanted or unappreciated. But life has a funny way of balancing things out, because most of the younger generation that I hung around with when I was young, the in crowd, the popular people, whatever, their lives balanced out as well, because it's like they peaked out at a very young age, whereas I myself, and also not just myself, but my girlfriend Valerie, she was a late bloomer too, and our friends, they all peaked. Their peak was in high school. Their football days, their sports days and cheerleading days. That was the highlight of their life, and I was just getting started. I was just learning what life was about, realizing that there's so much out there, so much to be appreciated, and so much to do. And you can't let just like 1% of the population of this world, determine how mankind or the rest of mankind would treat you in life. I mean, there are like, a couple billion people living on this planet right now, and you can't let just a few people determine, your actions, or how you feel about life. I mean, you may be in a very dark place right now and not feeling any love at all. But I'm hoping that through this podcast that I can bring a little more light into your life, and bring you a little more understanding into your life, and let you know that there is a light at the end of this dark tunnel. And I mean, you are free to do whatever you want in this life, and that's the beauty of life, is that you're completely free. But don't worry about exactly what's happening right now, and don't let that weigh you down to the point where you might do something stupid and really regret it. I mean, because with freedom comes great responsibility, and the responsibility is to know yourself. And with a little patience, you will come to know yourself better. And like I said, I mean, I started late in life. I know a lot of people that were in the same, situation as myself, and maybe as you are too. But life has a way of balancing it out, because not only was I just getting started, it has continually gotten better every year, every day, every moment. A lot of it changed when I started meditating. A lot of it also changed when I started surfing. I always skateboarded when I was young, and that was my outlet. That's where I vented my anger. I found a positive outlet, that allowed me to express myself and take out all my pent up emotions. And I think that's maybe what helped balance my life until I started meditating. But there is no harm in this world if you don't have an outlet, if you have no way to vent the anger or the hatred that's inside of you. Then just grab a pillow, go into a room by yourself, grab a pillow or two, and beat the living tar out of that pillow. Scream, yell, cry, shout, curse, do whatever it takes to get that pent up emotion out. That catharticism is necessary in life, and especially if you don't have an outlet that will help you, express yourself, and bring some sort of balance back into your life. The Guru Osho has a meditation that he calls dynamic meditation, and that's exactly what they do in that meditation. Is it's like a 4-part meditation, I think, and for the first part you just scream and cuss and let out whatever's inside there, just to get it out. And then the second part of it is the next part is to go into meditation after that. If you're young and you've never meditated, there's nothing wrong with getting started doing it at a young age. I think maybe the younger the better, because later on in life, it'll really bring out the best of you. I mean, you want to be loving and you want to be appreciated, but if you have no love inside of you, if you have nothing to be appreciated inside of you, then what are you giving, to society? And with meditation, the gift will start blossoming. It's like you planting a seed into the ground. And when you meditate, every time you meditate, you're feeding the soil of the seed that's planted in the ground, and you're nurturing the soil. And if you nurture the soil enough, if you go into silence enough, if you go into meditation enough and become silent inside, then one day the seed will sprout and turn into a plant. And developing that plant at a young age is very important, because when you get up into your teens, you will be more loving. Love will have a radiance about you. You'll be more understanding and caring towards others. I know religions have said down the ages that you are born with a soul, but I would like to say that you are born with the capacity to have a soul, that you come in the seed form as a child, and this seed can blossom one day and turn into a plant, and then eventually have flowers, and the flowering can come much later in life. But the journey between the seed and the flowering is a beautiful journey, and it should be enjoyed by anyone, and no matter what age they are. And I want to let you guys know that your meditation time can be any time. There are more times that are specific towards helping your meditation, like meditating in the morning or as the sun's going down in the evening. Those are the most powerful times, sunrise and sunset, to meditate. But nobody has to know what you're doing. You don't have to sit in a special posture. All you have to do is close your eyes and go within, and then still your mind. Still your mind, and let the thoughts that are there just slowly disappear on their own. Not feeding the thoughts and giving more thought into that thought, because that's an endless pattern of a repetitive pattern, and it's easy to actually get out of that repetitive pattern just by sitting back and being a watcher, sitting back and just watching what's going on in your mind with your eyes closed, and hopefully in a space that you can be alone for the most part. I know you want to be with other people when you're young, but if you create a space in your life and in your soul for your soul to develop. Yeah, and yes, you have to create the space. It won't really come on its own unless you can be completely loving. A completely loving soul will be meditative in his own way too, because they're two sides of the same coin. Love and meditation go hand in hand, side by side. And they'll make you a more joyous, interesting soul to want to be around. And this is much better. I mean, this is a lot better than the alternative. And I'm afraid that one day if you don't do or learn to get into meditation and you don't blossom and flower, then you could end up doing something that you'll regret. And the problem with that is that there are every action that you're free to do. Every action has a reaction, and some things once done can never be taken back. The pain you could cause others and cause yourself, because what happens to you happens to everybody, because in a way we're all interconnected. I know it's kind of hard to comprehend it at a young age, but for the most part, we're all in a way interconnected, and we're all a part of each other. And when you hurt, somebody else, you're actually hurting yourself. I know it's kind of, hard to think about life in that aspect. But I've seen a lot of grown men get in fights, and when they're done fighting, the men sometimes shake hands and become buddies and go have a beer, because they had something inside of them that was pent up, and when they got it out, yeah, they caused harm to the other person. And that's the worst thing you can do in this world, is to cause harm to another soul. It's like I said, some things can never be taken back, and the consequences of this can be tremendous. I mean, because there's a ripple effect. I mean, you hurt another soul, and then something happens to them, and then their loved ones are hurt as well, and your loved ones are hurt too. And it's about time somebody came out and tried to help our youth get a better understanding of how to get a grip on their emotions and what's going on in their lives. And that's why I'm trying to talk to you now, and I'm hope that I'm getting through to you. Through meditation, you become, and you learn to become centered. And this centeredness helps you develop in so many ways, and it helps you cope with all the hard things to deal with in life, especially in the emotional world. Being centered helps you mature, and not only does it help you mature, but you won't feel the need to feel needed by so many people, because it kind of switches around, and a lot of people will start feeling they need to be near you, that they want to be closer to you, and this is one of the most magical things about meditation, is it does help you to be centered. I want to share a few words though before I get totally off subject, and I don't mean to get off subject, but I'm reading this book that Osho wrote called Freedom: The Courage to Be Yourself, and Osho says, but the inner freedom is possible. It happens as you go deeper and deeper into awareness. Watch your body, watch your thought, processes. Watch and witness the whole process of your thoughts. And slowly you will see neither anger nor greed, Hindu nor Mohammedan or Christian or Catholic or communist. Slowly you'll become aware that you are not any thought. You are not the mind at all. You are a pure witness. The experience of pure witnessing is the experience of total freedom, but it is an inward phenomenon. And a person who is inwardly totally free has no hankering to be outwardly free. Such a person is capable of accepting nature as it is. Create inner freedom through witnessing, and live out of your inner freedom. Live out of your inner freedom. And then you will be able to see the interdependence on the outside. It is beautiful and it is a blessing. There is no need to rebel against it. Just relax into it, surrender to it, and remember, only a person who is really free can surrender. By meditating, you will realize that that you are more than the body. You are more than just the mind, and you are the witnessing awareness, and this awareness is universal. This awareness encompasses everything, and being in touch with that kind of awareness is very fulfilling to the soul, and that helps you develop and helps you mature, and helps you turn into a very beautiful, loving person. No matter what your downfalls are right now, there's so much more to look forward to in this world as you grow up. And I mean, I'm in my 50s now, and I've lived the life stronger than more than 10 men, or maybe 100 men. I've done so many things, and I've experienced so much, and I've met so many people. I could never say that this life was not a benediction, that this life is just a blessing. This life is more than I could ever have expected. And this is all because I learned to meditate, and I shared surfing and my love for martial arts and other things that I've done in my life. And in this way, all these people blessed me, and in a lot of ways, I blessed their lives. At least I hope I did, right? So all I'm asking of you is just a small sacrifice, just a little time, either in the morning or in the evening when you settle down to go to bed, or when the first thing you do when you awake, is to give yourself a time, a space created for your awareness to be here and now, and to become a flower one day. So always remember in life that even if you were a late bloomer, maybe you may not be much to look at. Maybe you're tall and skinny like I was. Who knows? I mean, there are so many things, but life does have a balance to it. This existence that we all share does have a balance. And honestly, I can say I thought I peaked when I was young, and I still think that to this day I'm still waiting for that peak to happen. Because I keep going uphill. I keep climbing. I meditate as often as I can, and I share my love as much as I can with everybody. And these things will help you excel and draw you topper and topper to the summit. One day, when you reach the top of the mountain, you'll see things that nobody else can see. You'll have a vision that only those who are brave enough to climb the mountain can share. It's so beautiful up there. At the top. And also, one beautiful thing about experiencing the top of the mountain is when you go back to the valley, when you go back to be around your friends and those people that you're going to school with, or those that are living by you, people that may not want to be your friends now. One day they would probably rejoice and cry for the mistake they made, or the chance they had to be close to you. So I just want to say that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and I know things are dark right now, but please just give me a chance. That's all I'm asking for is one chance to help change your life. And I promise, if you give it a good effort and keep at it, that your life will get better, and then it will continually get better throughout the rest of it, because there's so much for you to experience. There's so much ahead of you, so much you haven't seen, so many people, So that's why I say don't let 1% of the population bring you down, because the other 2.5 billion of us, we are here to pick you up. We are here. We want to let you know that we can be trusted, and that we love you, and we love what you will become one day. So anyway, please give us a try. You guys take care now. I guess we'll end it about here. Anyway, my name is Douglas Grummons. If I'm thinking about starting up this 1-800 number. The only thing that's stopping me right now is it costs a little bit of money, but I've already looked up a name for it, and I want to call it 1-800 The Guru. That's 1-800 THEGURU, so that I can open up a means of communication between me and anyone that watches any of my videos or read my books. I've written a couple books. One is called 10,000 Waves, and that was a story of my life. It was the journey of my surfing career, and it's still going on. It's called 10,000 Waves. And now I'm working on, I won't call it a book, but I'm still working on getting my 20,000 waves, because I hope that by the time I get 20,000 waves, I'll have so much more to share and so much more to give. 10,000 waves was quite a journey. It spanned probably about 20-something years of my life. And I felt that it was so beautiful that I had to share that with everybody. And then I wrote another book called Songs of the Buddhas, and it's about 4 songs written by 4 artists that I like very much. And then I gave my interpretations of the songs' meaning, each of the songs' meanings. But anyway, I hope I can hear from you one day. My name is Douglas Grummons. Thank you for joining me. You guys take care of yourself, and I want you to know the future can be very bright, or it can be very dim. It just depends on you and your outlook and which way you turn. You can turn in and learn to grow, or you can look out and be stagnant and stay as you are. Anyway, thank you again. You guys take care. Bye.